Video of students praying for the victims and the Florida State University community. Last night, that was a memorial mass at a cathedral across from the university. This morning, people are waking up to the reality, another mass shooting at a Florida school.
And now people are questioning why and are looking for a motive. We have team coverage for you this morning with Logan McDonald on the support local schools and officials are offering. Shay Simon with national reaction, and also Alexis Clevenger in Tallahassee this morning.
Let's go right out live to Alexis, continuing our team coverage this morning. Alexis, you have been on campus since late last night, and survivors tell you this is a day that they will never forget.
Chandler, Phil, just a terrifying situation for this entire community here at FSU. Like you mentioned, we've been on campus since yesterday evening, and every student I talked with say it's going to be very difficult to move past this. They say that every time they walk on campus, it's going to be just a reminder of the tragedy that unfolded. Here's what we do know so far about that shooting. The incident took place near the student union, and the university was immediately placed on lockdown. Law enforcement says 2 people have died, neither of them being students, and there were 6 others that were hurt. Authorities say the mass shooting was carried out by a relative of the law enforcement community and believed to be a FSU student. The suspect, authorities identified as 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner, is the son of a sheriff's deputy who has been with the office for more than 18 years. The shooting suspect was shot and injured by police. Students shared with me where exactly they were yesterday when those shots rung out.
I was in calc lecture and the alarms went off, and we didn't know what was going on. We hear like these noises outside. It's like we didn't know anything. The police, of course, go to our door and they have us put our hands up, and that's when I realized I was like, this is not a drill.
And police are still early in this investigation, so a motive is still unclear. Police have said that the suspect has invoked his right to remain silent. And ahead in the next half hour, we're going to take you live to the memorial site where students continue to show their support for the victims of this tragedy. For now, for local coverage, you can count on we're live in Tallahassee. Alexis Clevenger, Action News Jax.
Shortly after police took Eichner into custody, the president of FSU, Richard McCullough, issued a statement saying, right now, our focus is on taking care of people. That means the victims and their families. It means students, faculty, and staff who were nearby trying to make sense of what they experienced. And it means every person in our campus community who is feeling shaken or overwhelmed.
Local leaders and students are sharing their thoughts this morning on the tragedy. And Action News Jax, Logan McDonald live now from downtown Jacksonville. Logan, some UNF students say that this makes them feel unsafe to be on a college campus.
And one of the students we spoke to even reflected on the fact that they almost committed to FSU before going to UNF instead. Now local law enforcement and Jacksonville leaders are sending their thoughts and prayers in wake of the tragedy. In a statement sent to Action News Jax, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office said, in part, quote, the men and women of JSO stand with the FSU shooting victims, students, teachers, administrators, and loved ones. This incident of senseless violence, a tragedy for all Floridians, cries out for justice. Meanwhile, Jacksonville Mayor Donna Deegan said in part, quote, I'm heartbroken to see the tragedy unfolding at FSU. As an alum who also had a child at Florida State, my heart goes out to the families and students terrorized by this senseless act of violence. Former Mayor Lenny Curry says his child was even on campus at the time of the shooting.
I'm grateful for my child. You know, having spent 8 years in office and dealt with families in crisis, my first place was, is my son okay? Now that I know he's okay, I'm thinking about first responders.
UNF is also now responding to the shooting, saying their heart goes out to the FSU community at this time. For local coverage you can count on, reporting live from downtown Jacksonville, I'm Logan McDonald, Action News Jax.
As soon as word got out, leaders from across the state and nation spoke out about the shooting at FSU. Action News Jack's anchor Shay Simon is here with what President Trump and Governor DeSantis are saying this morning. Shay.
Yeah, that's right, Phil. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says he is also mourning the victims this morning, but he's also vowing to bring justice for their families.
This killer must and will be brought to justice to the fullest extent of the law. I want to also thank the law enforcement personnel who were on the scene. They ran towards the danger. They stopped this killer from inflicting more harm, and there is no question that they saved lives.
He went on to say that all Floridians are Seminoles today. We know President Trump offered condolences to victims and their families, but he was also asked about the shooting and whether this may lead to any gun control legislation. Here's a part of what he shared.
Look, I'm a big advocate of the Second Amendment. I have been from the beginning. I protected it. And these things are terrible. But the gun doesn't do the shooting. The people do.
The president went on to say that he, as president, has an obligation to protect the Second Amendment. Now, we do know right now FSU classes are canceled for today. They were also canceled yesterday. They are also holding a vigil that will be tonight for anyone who's interested. Of course, this is impacting the entire Tallahassee community.
Certainly is. Thank you, Shay. You can find all our coverage, additional statements, more video and interviews on the FSU shooting on our Action News Jax app and actionnewsjax.com.
It is 6